We are literally on a floating rock in space. You're only as good as the thing that you'll follow through on, period. Success doesn't just happen overnight. If you don't like it, there's the door. The good and the bad, it's all temporary. What's up, guys? Welcome back, and welcome if you are new. My name is Amanda and I am so happy you're here. This is going to be more of a different kind of video to what I usually do, and it's something that I've really wanted to film for quite some time now. So as you can see by the title, we are doing 27 things I've learned at 27. Now, I feel like I have a lot to share. I am turning 28 this coming April, and at this point in my life, I just feel different. I have a lot more clarity, you see things differently, and I really just wanted to make this video to reflect on. So I wrote 27 things I've learned in my life so far in my journal, and without further ado, let's just get started. This age range in our 20s or mid-20s looks so different for everyone. We're all just going along our own paths and journey. Like, for example, some of us might be married with kids, living alone, traveling, still in school studying, like whatever it is, we're all just on our own paths. And I want to preface that whoever's watching this video, please, please, please do not compare yourselves to me or anyone else for that matter. That is the beauty of life. We are all just on our own paths. So yeah, let's start with the first one. I'm going to try my best to not talk too much. I'm saying that now, but this video is probably going to be an hour long. Number one, kindness is a never-ending currency. Now, kindness is such an underrated quality. I feel like it is so important. Whether you're rich, poor, working or not, you have the constant influx of kindness to pay forward if you choose to. Life is hard and people can be really mean. The world is superficial, and sometimes it may seem like it's a lot easier to be angry and frustrated, but I promise you, being kind takes you way further than anything else in life, and it's something that I will always instill in myself. So yes, always be kind. Number two, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now, this is something that I still struggle with sometimes, but what I've learned is that when it hurts, when it's hard and when it's awkward is when you learn and grow the most. If you're just stuck in your comfort zone and avoid situations where you might fail or be uncomfortable, then you're never going to grow as an individual. So don't be afraid to ask questions you might think are dumb, or be afraid to look stupid or have really hard conversations, because I promise you, life gets way easier the moment that you learn this. Number three, I really love this one. It's what you do, not what you'll say you do, that matters. Probably one of the most important lessons I've learned. Your word matters, but only if you keep it. Whether it's a promise to someone else or a commitment to yourself, you're only as good as the thing that you'll follow through on, period. What you say you'll do doesn't matter if people know you won't actually come through, and your subconscious mind knows this as well. If you always break promises to yourself, then you'll never break bad habits and create good ones, because you're already setting yourself up to fail. So it's what you do, not what you'll say you do, that matters. Number four, be your own cheerleader. I really love this one as well, and in my opinion, being your own cheerleader is so essential in maintaining a healthy and positive sense of self-worth. I feel like when we rely on others to validate our self-worth, we can become trapped in this really toxic cycle of seeking external validation and approval from others. Now, don't get me wrong, friends, family, mentors are great. I know that we have those that we really look up to and learn from and seek support from, which is totally okay, but what I've learned is that we are ultimately responsible for our own happiness. We are beautiful and unique individuals with our own strengths and weaknesses, and our self-worth should not be determined by the opinions and expectations of others. So things that I do that really help me with this is journaling, expressing how I feel, saying daily affirmations to myself, and setting personal goals and achieving them. Number five, it's a bad day, not a bad life. This one I saw on TikTok and I absolutely fell in love with it. I feel like it is pretty self-explanatory and one that I do have to constantly keep reminding myself on. We all have shit days and sometimes it might be a bad day, a bad week, or a bad season, but it's always worth it to keep looking for the good in all bad and tough situations. Like, sometimes I'll think back on things that seem like the biggest deal in the world to me at the time, and looking back on it, it really wasn't that deep. We are literally on a floating rock in space. We are like a little speck in the universe. And I know sometimes things may seem like it's the end of the world, but I promise you there is light at the end of the tunnel. The good and the bad, it's all temporary. Number 6, you'll never feel worse after moving your body. So, if you're feeling stressed, anxious, exhausted, or lazy, moving your body truly does change the way you feel mentally and physically. Whether it's going for a walk, a run, stretching, or just going to a workout class, you'll always feel better, more energized, and you'll have a clearer mind. Number 7, don't be so fixated on making the right decision. Now, this is something that my partner will always tell me, and I get very overwhelmed and stressed when I feel like I have to make a really big decision and I don't know where it's gonna go. What I've learned so far is that every decision that I've made has led me to where I am today and where I'm supposed to be. No matter what happens, I always learn from every decision and it's helped me get to where I am today. So trust in yourself and trust in the universe. Number 8, ambition is useless without action. Now, listen, you can have all the plans, goals, and dreams in the world, but if you don't have the drive and initiative to make it happen, they never will. You have to be willing to learn, try, fail, repeat, and work ridiculously hard to build the life you want. And if this hasn't happened yet, it's either because you've quit or you just haven't gotten there yet. Let your work ethic be as big as your dream. Consistency is key with everything in life. Number 9, learn to say no. I was just having this conversation with my best friend Alex recently, and it's something that I'm still trying to learn myself. Always be willing to help people when you can, but be overprotective of your time. I've learned that you really can't be everything to everyone constantly, and it's really just a matter of learning to love your own voice saying no. It's okay to be selfish and put your needs first, and never let anyone make you feel bad for that. Number 10, get it done the night before. Girl, just get it done. Whether it's laying out your work clothes or your gym clothes, or even as simple as filling up your water bottle for a workout class the next day, it just makes such a huge difference. And one less thing that you need to worry about. I've really been getting good at this ever since last year, just getting shit done, and I promise you, just life is so much more smooth sailing for me. Like, for example, when it comes to content and filming, this means charging my camera and my batteries ready to go, or setting up my tripod in the right place so I can get my camera up. Like, it's just the little things, and there's so many examples that I can give you, but yeah, just get it done the night before. On to 11, procrastination is the enemy. Now, I've always had a problem with procrastination growing up. Don't get me wrong, I would eventually get it done, but it would just take me a bit more time to get there. And I just feel like at this point, procrastination really just is on yourself. Like, you have no one else to blame. For example, if you miss a deadline or a bill, now you have to pay interest on it. Or if I miss turning something into a brand, that's going to be a missed opportunity for next time. So honestly, it just has to be left in 2023 because you're just getting in the way of your own success. Number 12, female friendships are the cornerstone of everything. Lately, I've been reflecting on my friendships, and y'all, I'm genuinely so lucky. I feel like the friendships that we have with women really shape our understanding of love, and looking at all of my friends, I really do just have the best friends that motivate me, push me, support me, and inspire me to just be the best version of myself. And that's all you need. I feel like if you have good energy and good intentions, you will attract the best people. So this is your sign to tell your friends how much you love and care about them. This next one is chef's kiss, and it's forgive yourself. Self-forgiveness and giving yourself grace is one of the most important things that you can do in your life. Give yourself room to fail and give yourself room for error. Like, you are literally only human. You cannot be perfect because no one is perfect. You will learn from it and you will come out stronger, I promise you. Number 14, set up healthy boundaries. This one is very, very essential in all relationships, in my opinion, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship. It just reflects a understanding that we're each responsible for our own thoughts, actions, and feelings. Every time you allow someone to walk over your boundaries so that you seem easygoing or dismiss your own values to fit in, your sense of self and self-worth are disappearing as a result. Like, you can't expect people to respect your boundaries if you don't speak up for what they are in the first place. So this one is a very big one for me, and one that I honestly do for all my relationships. Number 15, stop and smell the roses. And what I mean by this is stay present. I know you have goals and dreams and things that you want to achieve, but please just slow down and stop and smell the roses, because life is moving so fast. And as we're getting older, our friends are getting older, our parents are getting older, our grandparents are getting older, and you really have to cherish those moments. You don't want to look back and wish you spent more time with your loved ones, and that is the most scariest thing to me, and something that I wish I knew when I was growing up, because I just remember coming home from school or hanging out with my friends and just locking myself up away in my room, being antisocial because I just didn't want to hang out with my family. Like, I just really hate that. Everything that you want to achieve is going to happen, and you just being in a rush is not going to make it come any faster. So just have faith that what is yours, and everything that belongs to you will make its way to you. Number 16, stop trying to prove yourself. I feel like a lot of us struggle with this because I've realized how much we do things with the intent to prove to somebody something, whether it's our parents, friends, or even exes. We don't actually realize how much of what we do is influenced by the need or desire to prove ourselves to somebody. Like, girl, you have nothing to prove, and even if you did, it wouldn't be enough for them anyway. So just live your life. Be you, be genuine, be authentic, and stop trying to prove yourself, because they don't matter in the grand scheme of things anyway. I feel like we've all heard this next one, but comparison is the thief of joy. Now, everyone's life can look 10 times better than what it actually is, especially on social media. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of times I've seen people online do the most amazing things, go to the coolest places, or even get these crazy brand deals and think, damn, I wish that was me, or that they're so lucky, like that would never be me. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that there is always something behind the surface of someone's story that you'll never see. We don't know the struggles, tears, or hard work they have put to get to where they are. Like, success doesn't just happen overnight, and I think it's important to recognize and learn that what you're viewing online isn't a real representation, and that everyone's path is so different. Number 18, don't take things personal. Now, I am a sensitive girly. I have a very soft heart, and I've had people in my life that haven't been the nicest to me. I used to take things so personal and feel really personally attacked, but what I've learned is that most of the things that people do is a reflection of them, and a reflection of what they're going through has absolutely nothing to do with you. Obviously, it's a lot easier said than done, but once you realize that most of the things that people do has nothing to do with you, you really don't need to take it personal. Like, at this point in my life, I really just don't care what people think about me. And I do want to preface, it does take time to get to a place where you don't care what people think and not take things personal, but at the end of the day, it's really just not worth your time. Number 19, save your coins. Don't spend everything you earn, save and invest. I'm finally more aware of my spending these days, and I'm at a point in my life where I just want to know where every dollar goes. And what I mean by this is that I genuinely work really hard for my money, and I want to make sure that it's going to things that really matter to me. Now, I'm not saying you can't spend anything for the rest of your life, but just being mindful of where your expenses are going. If there's money going somewhere that's not important, just get rid of it. Like, for example, I went through all my iPhone subscriptions the other day, and there was so many apps that I was paying for that I rarely use. It was like $5 here, $10 here. It just adds up. So just be mindful, budget, save, and trust me, your future self will thank you. Number 20, life's timing is everything. We have to trust that where we are is where we are meant to be. Easier said than done, and I know it's easy to compare where you are to, say, where Sally is down the street. Like, I could be like, oh my god, she's doing all of this and I'm not doing that, but then someone else could see me and say the exact same thing. So I think it's important to know and realize that we are all on our own paths. On to 21, every year is a new chance to be better. You may not be where you want to be right now, but believe that you will be someday, and every year is a part of that process. Number 22, embrace what makes you different. I feel like this is one that we constantly hear throughout our lives, but rarely act on. Growing up, I spent so much time worrying about fitting in and not being weird, whether that was online or in person, but now I just fully embrace the weird. I own the fact I am who I am, and I don't take myself too seriously. So if you don't like it, there's the door, and I encourage all of you to find the things that make you unique and lean into those, because you are extraordinary. Number 23, invest in experiences. Now, I saw this quote online and it said, experiences make your life rich by creating memories to look back on. Now, I 1000% agree with this. The amount of memories I've made, especially while traveling, making new friends, and experiencing other cultures is something that you'll never forget. You might be able to hold on to your material possessions for a while, but you'll hold on to great memories for the rest of your life. Number 24, always wear your sunscreen. This one is so self-explanatory and your skin will thank you later for it. Number 25, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't let it consume you. A classic one, but so true. Definitely feel what you need to feel in the moment. I don't want this to come across as if your feelings or emotions aren't validated, but don't let yourself be stuck in that place if it's not going to matter in 5 years. It's just not worth it. We are almost towards the end now, guys. We are on to 26, and that is that everything will change. Love and relationships will change. We change. Our friendships change. What we seek and need in our 20s might differ from our desires in our 30s, for example. Let go of the need to control every outcome. Our 20s are for exploring and experimenting with relationships. We might seek passion and excitement and discover what we want in a partner. It is a time of learning about ourselves and our preferences in love. Last but not least now, guys, 27, and that is that communication is key. Be honest about what you feel, what you want, and what you think. It's okay to be vulnerable, and I really want you guys to know that. I think it's also important to please listen, because communication is a two-way street and you need to listen as well as being heard. So yeah, communication is key. And there you have it, guys. That is the end of today's video, 27 things that I've learned at 27. This was really fun for me to film, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that it motivates and inspires you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.